and welcome back to yet another episode of Garage Party. Now, in today's episode, we're doing a one-day build. So that's going to consist of rebuilding the 5.0 that's going into the Ranger. Now, and probably the next clip will be a different day of where I did look at the bearings on it just out of curiosity, and strip down the wire and harness and stuff. But other than that, it really hasn't been touched. So, in today's episode, it's going to be stripping everything off of this and rebuilding the entire thing again, painting it, washing it, doing everything top to bottom. On this table, I should have everything I need, including an Iski Racing's cam. I don't remember what the lift is on it or anything, but I know, according to Bobby, it'll chop pretty good. It also has hydraulic flat tappet lifters that's going to be going in it. The heads I have here are already set up for that cam, so I'm going to use these ones. The biggest downfall of these, which I don't really care, is they're the smog heads from, I think they said like 82 or 83. So they don't produce as much power as what the heads on this would do, but these already have the correct stuff set up for it. So to me, it's whatever. And that means one day I'm gonna send these heads out, get them ported, get them set to be a 1.7 rocker, and yeah, then it'll make even more power, theoretically. So this engine is also going to be going from EFI to carbureted. I believe this is it's a Ford Motorcraft one. Yeah, so so it's a Holly by Ford Motorcraft, and we believe it's a 650 CFM, which should be plenty. So that'll be cool. I've really never dealt with carbureted vehicles. Everything else that I own except that thing is all EFI, but we'll figure it out. So yeah, I'll show you everything we got, everything we're doing, which is basically everything for this, and then we'll get to work. Here's everything that we should really need for this. Obviously head gaskets, intake gaskets, exhaust gaskets, oil pan, valve cover, and then we get to main bearings, rod bearings, cam bearings, piston rings, front and rear main seal, which I didn't notice, but it came with this whole kit, which I should have known. But it's no big deal to have 2 extras as well, kind of whatever. Here's the cam. This is not the cam that it is. It is the Iski Racing's cam, just in a different box. And all of the lifters have been ordered, and they're in order of what they came out of, because the cam, the lifters, the heads, the intake, the carb, and that little box of bolts and stuff got off of Facebook Marketplace, and they came out of a running vehicle. I think it actually out of a running Fox. So that's why all of these have been labeled for which cylinder they're supposed to go in. So that's good for me. That's cool that he labeled all that stuff. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead, get set up, get some stuff moved, and we will begin the teardown. All right, and almost 3 hours later, Started at like 8:45, it is 11:22. Down to a bare block. Could I have done it faster? Maybe. Possibly. I don't know. But, you know what? Pretty solid. So far, everything looks okay. The only thing that I'm in question with, which I'm going to get some other people's opinion on before it goes back in, and is honestly the crank. It kind of feels like it has a little bit of gouging and stuff. Not gouging, but like... you know, some wear on it that would have to be machined out of it. And if that's the case, I've got another 5.0 crankshaft that I can check, and if that one's better than this one, then I'll just use that anyway. So, with that being said, now it's time. I'm gonna go ahead and wash this, get it all ready, paint it. I'll probably paint it off camera just to kind of save some time or whatever. And then it'll be all pretty again. But I got all the cam bearings out, lifters out. I'm gonna have to... all the cylinder walls actually look pretty good too. Obviously still gonna hone them anyway, but this thing does look like it was taken care of. I think so, I'd hope so. Hone out all of the lifter ports and whatnot. Gonna clean up all of the pistons, make them all pretty, degrease them. So yeah, now it's a lot of the cleanup. Most of that I might not film. I really don't expect to film any of the ring gap or anything, because that takes forever. So I probably won't do that. I might film the cleaning of the pistons and then, but yeah. But yeah, I'll probably film the cleaning of the pistons, not the ring gaps though, because that, like I said, is a long process. And then hopefully once all that is ready, it'll be time to get it back in the block. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean this thing up, take it to probably one of those car washes, get some food too because it's lunchtime. And yeah, we'll be back when it's ready and when it's painted. Alright, it is the next day. So that means my one day build did not happen. Now granted, yes, I'm technically in the same outfit, but it's Monday and no longer Sunday. And the reason that it is not completed in one day is because, well, washing all of the parts took a long time. I haven't even ringed them yet, which is what I'm going to do now. And on top of that, this crankshaft that I have that's seen better days. So regardless, if I send it out, if I send it out to get undersized, then that would take a while to get anyway, or I could just order another one, which is what I'm gonna do. So it's only like $220 for a new one. I'm gonna order it this Friday. Now granted, by the time this video is up, hopefully I'll have it, and hopefully it'll be in the block. But yeah, it's just, especially on the main journals, it's too bad a groove to be comfortable putting bearings on it and calling it good. I'm going to go ahead, I'll show you kind of the progress that I have on it now. And then I'm going to do the rings off camera because that takes a long time to do. And I believe I showed in the Fox Body 5.0 ones how to do rings along with the Malibu one. I might revisit it again one day on another engine. Maybe on the no, on the next engine that I do, I think I know which one of that will be, because those are going to have to be gapped differently. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start working on that. But yeah, let's get to it. All right, it is Saturday. It's been a couple days. I know in the last clip I gave you updates of what was going on. In today's clip, not today's clip, but in this clip, I got a haircut. It's short. Cool. And on top of that, the new crankshaft came today. So, it is almost 9 o'clock. very late start to this part, but I was busy all day. So this crank, it was between sending that crank out and getting it machined so it could be 10 under and then getting new bearings, which would have cost me about, to get it machined was about $350. To get new bearings was probably another, like, I don't know, money. So I did the better option, and I spent, instead of $350, I spent $400 on a brand new Eagle crankshaft. I've never bought one of these brand new. I always just like clean them up and send them. So I'm very excited for this because it's also an Eagle crankshaft, which is like really good. That being said, this budget build, it was never really budget build, but this budget build isn't really that now. Still kind of budgeted because I'm using the same pistons and stuff, but yeah, so I'm very excited for that crankshaft. It's a 50 ounce crankshaft, not the 28 ounce. And it came with something else that I find really cool, which is their sticker. It's just an eagle that says Eagle with a connecting rod. But that's pretty cool. So, with all of that stuff, that means I can actually hone the block, do the cylinders and whatnot, and gap the rings and stuff. So I think I'm going to do that all off camera still. I'm going to knock that out, and then once it's ready to go back in the block, that's when we'll cut back, and that's when even bigger things are going to happen. I doubt it'll cut back tonight, but tomorrow. So here's just a quick update. As you just saw, put the entire bottom end in. Cam is in, crank is in, pistons are in, everything rotates very nicely. It takes like no effort to do this, which is what you want. So now, as of tonight, I'm gonna back it up and work on it later. But this is great. So now the next step is we're gonna get the heads on, get the lifters in, get everything torqued down as it should be, get the sprockets on, the timing gears and stuff. So yeah, in the next part of this video, it will be finishing the motor, doing all the top end stuff, and like oil pan, valve covers and stuff. Hopefully the next time I can work on it is a couple days. This whole one-day build thing started about 2 months ago, So it's definitely a fail on that part, but we're making some good progress now. Now that I've got the cam bearings in, it took 3 sets to get them right, because turns out, I don't know if I explained it. If I did, I'll just probably cut this part out. But if I didn't explain it, basically what's going on with these specific 5.0s, I don't know if it's all 5.0s, but at least on this 94 block, each cam bearing downsizes 20 thousandths of an inch. So the first set of cam bearings, I had messed one up. I had messed the one up that sits about right here. So that's on me, obviously. Oops, it happens. The second set, since I didn't know you couldn't just put them random, I took one out of the box, just at random, and shoved it in the wrong hole. I took one that was 20 thousandths too big, put it into the hole, and I kind of thought it was a bit off, because it took a lot of effort to get it in, but it went in. So it shrunk it that 20 thousandths of an inch. And after that, I had no cam bearings to fulfill the leftover hole. So I had to order a third set. And when that came in, I knocked them all out except this first one, because I knew that one was correct, and went in line, in order from the box, in each one, and it worked. So it's a good little lesson. Once again, I don't know if all 5.0s are like that or not. I know most motors, it doesn't matter what order they're in, unless the oil galleries are different. But this one specifically is like that. So that's just a good tip. Just put them in the order that they come out of the box. That way you don't have to go and order 3 sets of them like I did. But you know what? Lesson learned. Now from here on out, I know what to do. That being said, like I said, the cam is in, everything's in here, and it rotates great. So in the next clip, you will see me putting the heads on, putting the valve terrain in, probably intake, whatever, getting all that stuff done. And yeah. So that'll be the next, yeah. Okay, as you just saw, just got the heads on. I did put head studs in it also, as you saw, ARP head studs. Just because I know that these heads will probably come off at some point. So, this seemed like the better idea. Instead of going out and getting head bolts, and who knows, maybe I'll do more modifications with it, and it'll just keep coming on and off. So, at this rate, this is definitely the better setup for me. That being said, these ones get torqued down to 80 foot-pounds. They do a sequence of 3, so I did 40, 60, 80. They don't specify exactly what it should be going up to 80, so that's why I chose my own of 40, 60, 80. That seemed to be a good one to do. But yeah, so I just wanted to give an update on what I was doing, why I torqued each one 3 times technically. And yeah, so I'm going to continue working on it. I'll probably see about getting the lifters in and the timing chain on as well. I'm going to continue on. I'm going to go and see about throwing the lifters in, push rods, rockers, get that all torqued down to what it's supposed to be. And on top of that, I will also get the timing chain on. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to set up the time lapse, and once I'm finished up with that, I will give you an update. And as you can see, the engine is finally done. I need a water pump gasket because mine ripped. Distributor still has to go in, but the actual engine build itself is finished. So, that being said, it was a long 2-ish months for sure. When it comes off the engine stand, I am putting the back cam plate in along with the rear main seal, but that I'm just going to do off camera. So, with all that being said, I do hope everybody enjoyed, and if you did, go ahead and leave a like, comment, subscribe maybe, because that would be cool. If not, well, I can't tell you what to do. So, but once again, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.
Purple mustard.